So lo and behold, Bitcoin is about to start testing 25K. So brace yourselves because this is going to start getting a bit dicey because the worst thing is happening to crypto right now, and that is the biggest exchange in the world is being in the media for some bad things and it's being sued by the SEC, which is a government firm in America. And people don't really like it because Binance is the biggest exchange in the world. So if you're a whale and you have lots of money in Binance, you're going to pull it out just due to risk management because you want to make sure that your crypto is in safe hands and in a safe exchange. If it's not being bought by whales, just purely as a risk management, just the market in general, once they start to smell fear in the market, they're probably going to start taking some chips off the table just due to risk management skills. And this is why it's important with your own portfolio, especially with altcoins, to have a stop loss in place. And that is just due to the fact that whales have stop losses as well, and whales do move in their cryptos in and out just when situations like this happening. So if you watch my last video, which is the last market update video, I actually talked about Bitcoin about to test 25K, and I could see it early on, even before the media came out talking about this stuff with Binance. And that's just because we didn't really have any momentum going to the upside, and I'm going to go through that a little bit more into the charts today. But before I get into it, if you like the sound of market updates, which I cover once a week, and some altcoin reviews, I take the chance to make them whenever I do. But lately there's been a lot of bad cryptos and the market's been down in general, so I really haven't been uploading much unless I start doing cryptos to short, which judging by my viewership, people don't really like to short cryptos, like to go long. But if you like some of that, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so when crypto does inevitably go up, you'll be notified when it does. But let's get started with Bitcoin. So here we go, we got Bitcoin. Here's your 50% tool with the retracement that we've been using for quite some time, and you can see Bitcoin going really hot to start off 2023, and then you just barely broke the swing top at around that 29K mark. You did call the top at around 31K, almost dead on pretty much, and then you start to have major resistance and Bitcoin start to get some too much liquidation happening, meaning that the bulls aren't ready for the next bull run just yet. Still needs to go through rounds. People want to get onto their Bitcoin, absorb the remaining supply before you start to move up. What does that mean? It means you start to get low volume because people are no longer punching this thing up. And a really easy, good sign of weakness to spot with crypto is just looking at your volume. So you had your high at 31K, like I said earlier. So there's your high at 31K right here. Then after that, you have your low, which does go lower than your previous swing top. And then as you start to go up and you start to push past 29K, which is your former swing tops, you can see that now you're running low on energy, right? You're starting to see, look at the volume. Look how much volume. You're having extremely high volume, and look at the spread, right? You go up in price and you just barely touch it, get smacked right back down. And then again, you get another good day with good volume trying to push up, and then just no one's pumping this thing anymore. Look at the volume, guys. We're really going down in volume. Look how low it is. Now it's good because you're getting low volume on the selling days too, but when you start getting low volume on the green days too, and you start trickling down for a long periods of time, it means no one's interested anymore. No one's watching the channel anymore. No one's in the show anymore. Everyone's left the stadium. Everyone's left the show. And that's basically what's been happening basically all throughout here. And that's what prompted me, like, we're probably going to test 25K because there's just no more volume. You need volume. After you start going up from basically April, or call it, about 20th of April, you start just going through this long, drawn out process of about just over a month, and you're just going nowhere. There's no excitement. There's no movement in the market. Nothing's happening. And inevitably, you're probably going to get a drop just purely because of the economic situation of the world. It's that simple. Low volume, look around you in the macro environment, and you can see that it's spelling doom for Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to test 15K or anything like that. I think that's not going to happen, at least for the next 2-3 years. And that's just purely for the fact that the bulls have clearly said they want Bitcoin at that 15K mark. And now we've just had a breakout throughout 2023. So we're going to continue to trickle down between about 20K and 30K for the remainder of the year, would be my guess. So we do have this massive high volume dip, which is a massive amount of volume for Bitcoin. You can see, look at the volume indicator right here. You can see average amount of Bitcoin being traded on the Binance using Tether, 38K of Bitcoin being traded per day on average. We've pretty much almost doubled that at 65K for yesterday on Monday, which is not good because it's also the start of the week. So the whales have all that time, or the market has the rest of the week to make their moves. Monday to Friday is generally when they trade. And we had a very big, large volume day. And you can see opened high, closed all the way down the bottom, which means just all the day was just selling. No one wanted this thing. And it just dropped. It just dropped like a dead cat, unfortunately. So look forward to the following days for Bitcoin to continue to go down. Now you might have something like this where you get a little bit of a small candle going up with low volume. So you might have something like a little bit of volume going up. You're like, oh, yeah, we're going up. But the trend will be down until we get some really good signs of strength. What's going to be signs of strength? High volume on the down day with a mid spread on the bar, meaning that support came to the market to support the price, or you get a breakout, which I don't think we're going to see, to the upside. But you're looking for good volume to come in to support the market. Something like this, right? This is a good volume bar. And you can see we did come up, it did go down it, but once you break it, it's pretty much game over, which is what happened. So we're going to keep going down for the foreseeable future until we start to get it. The good thing is, if you have some cash aside, this is a terrific opportunity to buy Bitcoin, to buy Ethereum on the cheap. It will go down cheaper. It will definitely go down cheaper. Look for 25K and look for Bitcoin to test maybe 22, 23K-ish, and that's going to be a juicy one. But what about if you don't like Bitcoin? What about if you like Ethereum like I do? I prefer Ethereum over Bitcoin because I'm not a millionaire, but I only have enough to get a decent bag of one. And Bitcoin and ETH, if you ask me, are pretty similar in risk profile. Both will move very similar to each other, but ETH will have a little bit more upside to go to its all-time high than Bitcoin, usually speaking. So you take on slightly more risk, but your gains are astronomically better with Ethereum. And technically, if you look at a chart, it's actually stronger. But here we have Ethereum. What's happening? So there's your high in 15th of April at around 2,141 ETH. So that was a really good job to break that swing top that we had since August, which is really, really good. But lo and behold, we are going down, and very, very similar to Bitcoin. You have low volume. Look at all this low volume coming in. All of this low volume. So just no interest is in this market. It's good that you're going up, but the problem is you have so much resistance coming on the way up. And I mean, like if ETH goes up, more happy, but it just does not look like it's primed and ready for a nice, good jump. So you might actually have some support there around that 1740 mark for Ethereum. So that could be a little bit of a nice place to add some Ethereum. You've got your next area of Ethereum for some support at around that $1,686. And then of course, you've got the nice 50% at around 1,500 per ETH. That's your juicy one. That's probably when you want to stock up on a nice, good bag of it. And this is all just preparing yourself for the next bull run. That's the strategy for 2023. I've been saying in all of my market update videos, the strategy for 2023 crypto is buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, or if you want both, and just get ready for the next bull run because it's a safe bet. It's a really good bet. All those altcoins, we don't know which one's going to be ready for the next bull run. No one knows. As the bull run approaches, you'll see. So if you look at, say, Solana last year, for example, or 2021, you saw that the thing was just running out of the gates. It was pushing up and just kept going up until it passed 200 American dollars, right? Because it just left out of the gates roaring and will continue to roar. That's basically what you're looking at for the altcoin when the bull run does come. Look which altcoin is coming roaring out of the gates, and that's the one you want because it will just keep going. If it's an early mover, it will keep moving. So there's some of the things I'll be looking for in the next bull run. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen in 2023. Probably start happening sometime around 2024. But really, really good time to stock up with your Bitcoin, stock up with your ETH. Don't worry too much about the market. Yes, the market will dip. There's not much we can do about that, but there will be support to come to the market, but we just don't know when. But I've given you some price predictions to go off of. So really just add to your bags, continue to have pay attention to your risk profile in this time in the market, and you will do very, very well when the next bull run comes. But that's going to do it for this short market update video, only covering Bitcoin and ETH. Nothing else really to cover. There's no need to, because this is purely around Binance at the moment. So all the crypto will continue to dip as we wait to see before we get a good amount of support coming into the market and then going up, but we'll have to wait and see. So keep adding to your bags, guys. But until then, everyone, I will see you on the next video.